So I tried to set my camera up a little bit better. There we go. You guys, my hair is a mess, I know. But I'm going to move along. I want to express to you all how important it is to give love offerings. So this is the current Altar Talk video, and I want to express to you all how important it is, like I said, to give love offerings. What are some of the things you can expect when you give love offerings and it is accepted from your loved ones, your ancestors. So I tell you guys sometimes that when my mom, and it's mainly my mom and my grandma, and it's mainly my grandma more than my mom. I think because we had such a special bond, I think that I understood her differently than everyone else in my family, and I think the same for her. She understood me more than anyone in the family, and so we had that bond. And so when I don't communicate with her for a lengthy amount of time, I think about her every day, and in my mind I tell her I miss her and things like that. But when my altar is not set up, and I don't have something going probably on a weekly basis, she begins to pull at my coattail, like, hey, young lady, I got something to tell you. You need to spend time with me. I just want us to spend some time. And I think that I tell you guys all the time, it amazes me because my grandma was like such a super Catholic. And so this is how I know that if you have a religion and you think that having an altar is a bad thing or is demonic or something, that you should do a little bit of research on it before you begin to judge it. Because like I said, she was a devoted Catholic, and but she believed in altars. Most Catholics do believe in altars, but some of them don't believe certain practices when it comes to altars. So I think that my grandmother is very appreciative of me putting an altar up and communing with her and talking with her, through these elements. And so, I did that. And sometimes I honor, oh, look at the duck. Sometimes I honor them individually, and then I bring them together on the altar and honor them together. Because where you seen my mom, you seen my grandma, they were pretty close. They went to concerts together, they went on boat rides together. And so it's important for me to always have that aspect of having them together, because my mom got to a point where I think she knew something was going on with my grandma, who passed of cancer, and she wouldn't do anything without her. If she bought a ticket for herself, she bought a ticket for my grandmother, and that's just how it went. They didn't live that far from each other. They always did a lot of things together. Holidays, my mom would cook, my grandma would cook, or whatever, and they would spend so much time together. And so when I make these videos and explain this to you guys, I'm explaining exactly, how my family is and what I do and what they did, so you can kind of get a genuine picture of what's going on. So they had both been pulling at my coattail. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta slow down. I'm working, I'm trying to press forward, don't say trying. I'm pressing forward with, work, and pressing forward with my own business and my goals and things that I want to achieve. And I cannot forget to take that time out for them and, honor them and spend time with them and talk to them. So I did that. 4 minutes in, I did that. And when I began to do that, about a week and a half ago, everything started shifting. And before then, I knew a shift was coming. So I think the point of me knowing that shift was coming was because I was tired of things the way that they were operating. I knew the shift was coming. I knew it was time for a shift, but I did not know that I had to incorporate them in order to get that shift. And this is why I tell people it's important to learn on your own. You can have a master teacher, you can have someone who guides you, you can have mentors, and that's good. But you have to learn some things on your own. You have to learn some things. Now, having those teachers, they have more knowledge than you when you start off trying to, set your altars up and things like that, so they can guide you. But I feel like this is my soul journey, and I have people that I can contact and ask questions to, and they'll answer those questions for me, and I am so grateful for them for that. But for the most part, I want to understand this and learn this on my own. I want to know how well I'm communing with them, and how well things, work out the way that I'm doing it. If they like it, if they're receiving it. Okay. So I went ahead and I redid my altar. I cleaned everything off and I redid my altar, because every single time that I light this altar for them, I change the pictures around. I change, if I have like a placing, I change the placing for it. I change the things that I use. So right after that happened, and I did that, and I spent time with them, and talk to them and let them know that how much I love them, miss them, and how things are working out for me, and some things aren't possible without them. You have to go ahead and approach with a humble spirit, and I was like that when they were living. So after I did that, oh my goodness, like a whole new shift started, and everything started to open up for me with some of the things that I wanted. Now, when I gave them my offerings, I made sure I engraved my candles with the things that I felt like I was lacking. And I don't mean like financially or materialistically. I meant things like strength. I'm a strong person. I've been through a lot, but you can always be stronger. You can always be wiser, smarter. So my grandmother she was the career oriented person. I watched her get up every morning, clean snow off her car, go through the rain. I even watched her catch the bus before. But she had to go to work. She didn't miss work. My mom, she was really social. People don't love me like they love my mom. And I know that, and that's why I'm willing to admit it. I don't even talk to half of my family as much as I used to, because people would talk to me more when my mom was living. They loved my mom. Now, people love me because we're family, but sometimes they don't love me like they loved my mom. She had such a bright spirit, and she would call people and yell in their ear and just yell and, hey, and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm more like, hey, I'm just calling to check on you type situation. So that's perfectly fine with me. I'm not changing who I am. So, so I asked my mom to help me with communication skills and social, and by me being the only child, I'm more inclined to tend to want to be to myself anyways. But if you put me in a group setting, I am a Gemini. I'm able to switch over, and be that socialite that you need me to be. But for the most part, I like just kind of being to myself. So I asked my mom to assist me with some of those things, and I asked my grandma to help me with my career and making decisions as far as working, and I asked my great grandmother and her twin sisters to help me with some personal things. And I believe that that's going to happen, because those are things that they exude when I was a child. So I just want you guys to know that it is important. So hell notes, I do offer hell notes because someone on YouTube explained it really well. I don't agree with the whole total things that they said when they said that there is debt in other realms, but that's part of not having the teacher. Maybe this person had a teacher and the teacher explained that to them. So I communicated with someone else that I know that's familiar with hell notes, and they kind of said the same thing. So I approached it with that situation, and things drastically changed after that. So before, what I was doing was I was just offering a hell note because it was an offering to me, from me to them. But I didn't know that there could be possible debt in other realms, or there could be things that they need in other realms, and in order to assist them with having those things, you can offer those hell notes. So once I approached it from that mindset, things worked out better with that offering. So I don't really know what else to say, you guys. When I set up my love offering, I put things on the altar that I know that they would like if they were still living. My grandma liked cigarettes. I mean, she passed from lung cancer, but she liked cigarettes and Bacardi. This lady almost hit me. I'm telling you, I can't take it. So she liked Bacardi and she liked tobacco. Okay, so I keep those on there if I can for her. And I also my mom didn't like wine, but my great grandmother and her twin sister did, so I keep wine for them. My mom was more of a Cavassier drinker. I don't have any of that, but when I do run across it, you know, I provide it. They all smoke cigarettes at some point in their life, even though they quit. So that tobacco is something good for me to keep on the altar. You know, as well as dinner. Like if I cook Sunday dinner, they used to love for me to cook for them. I'll provide that. You know, a bowl of, you know, whatever I cooked. Like my great grandmother used to like black eyed peas and stuff. I cooked that. I put that there last week. So, you know, it's just a love offering, you know, to them. And people who aren't familiar with this practice, or, you know, this just, you know, rituals or traditions that people who have altars do, you might look at this video and say, what in the hell are you doing? This is crazy. But I'm telling you, it works. It works if you just want to commune with that person and let them know that you miss them. It works if you want to talk to them and let them know something, you know what I mean? And make sure you have your water and plant and candles, incense. I have those things on there constantly. One incense go out, I'm lighting another one, because I just like the essence that it brings to the entire situation. So that's all I had to say. I'm about 12 minutes in. You guys can follow me on Astra's Closet, ASTRAS_CLOSET on Instagram. I have a lot of new things in the Poshmark store. It's Astra's Closet as well, but no underscore. It's just one word, Astra's Closet on Poshmark. And if you have any questions, if I can't answer them, then we can research them together. That's how I feel about that. So thank you guys for checking me out. Please like and subscribe. I keep these altar talk videos up as things happen. I don't just sit down and say I'm going to make a video. They're always impromptu because something good has happened from me, you know, keeping this altar up. So peace and blessings to you guys. I love y'all and appreciate you. Peace.